Hi, welcome to my next lens review, and just to confuse people, it says Nikon on the lens cap. It is in fact nothing to do with Nikon. This is just a 52mm lens cap that I happen to have in my collection. Today's video is actually regarding a Vivitar 50mm f1.7 prime lens. This particular example is Pentax K bayonet fitting. Will quite happily fit onto any camera with that type of bayonet fitting, of which there are many. Pentax, Cosina, you name it, Chinon, there are dozens of them out there, and it's a good little performer. It's a vintage lens. If you prefer to call it legacy, you can do. 52mm filter thread, 1.7 maximum aperture, and if we look at the aperture ring here, you can see it's marked click stopped from 1.7, 2.8, 4, and it's click stopped in half stop increments, so it will stop between, just let me get it in view again, it will stop between, for example, 5.6 and f8, and between f8 and f11, and it stops all the way down to f22. So it's a useful lens to have. The focusing scale is marked off in feet and meters. And you have a depth of field scale marked on the back, which is common in lenses of this vintage. This is a sort of 1970s vintage lens, and that depth of field scale is very, very useful. It's something which you just don't see anymore on modern lenses, and in my opinion it's a sad omission, because it's a really useful tool when you're out in the field, particularly when you're doing landscape work and when depth of field is going to be important to you. You can see it's multi-coated, hence the MC engraved on the surround, and although it's marked as being a Vivitar lens, there are lots of reference material available online, and if you look at the serial number, which in this case is beginning with 61, that indicates that it was actually made in Korea by the Samyang photo company. It was common back in the 70s and 80s for manufacturers to farm out their manufacturing process. Even back then, they were all keen to cut costs, and I guess it's still true to say today that Korea is probably a cheaper place to get lenses manufactured than in Japan. Quite a weighty little lens. It's compact, and of course, although it's designed, or was originally made in this case, to fit onto Pentax K cameras, if you couple it with a adapter, so move the lens out of the way, if we couple it to a adapter, in this case it's Pentax K to Sony NEX system, the lens will clip onto there quite happily, and you can then use this like so. You can use it on any of, in this particular example, any of the Sony mirrorless camera bodies, whether it's an NEX or A series, doesn't really matter. Nice and robust, and of course on a camera fitted with an APS-C size sensor, this is going to act around about the sort of 75mm equivalent on a 35mm camera, which means it's a short telephoto, nice for portrait work and the like. and altogether a really good little lens to have. So forgive me for maybe trying to confuse you by showing you a Nikon lens cap at the beginning. I hope you'll find this short video of use, and I will put on the end of the video a couple of images that I've taken with this particular lens, just to illustrate that, in my opinion, it's a very usable lens. When you bear in mind that you can pick these up for less than £20 in excellent condition, like this example, they are well worth considering. You have to use everything on manual, of course. It's manual focus, manual exposure, but they do give really nice results. And again, if bokeh is your thing, this one will give you some nice out of focus highlights in the background when the focusing distance is correct. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you next time.